Good day, everyone. I'm glad that you're here. And if you're watching us in the morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever we're playing on. And we're glad that you could tune in for another segment in Mindful Health Alternatives. I'm Darlene Young from Arlington, and also I'm not operations director. I'm outreach coordinator here at CAT TV, and I'd like to welcome you back to Mindful Health Alternatives. Today with me, we're very fortunate to have folks that work with the Look Good, Feel Better program here in Bennington. And the Wig Bank. We have Lori Congdon to my far right, and Lori is the owner of Studio 210 Salon on Union Street, and she's also a certified practitioner coordinator of the Look Good, Feel Better program. In the center, I have Kelly Lewin. Kelly is from Arlington, and she's going to tell you a very different kind of story, how she got involved working with the Wig Bank and getting wigs and getting them to Lori at the salon for women that do have cancer, who's had radiation or chemo, that have lost their hair and need a wig. And on my immediate right is Renee Bird, and Renee is a cancer massage therapist who also works out of Studio 210 with Lori and Kelly. So I'd like to welcome ladies to the show, and we're here to let you tell your story about Look Good, Feel Better, the Wig Bank, and your cancer massage practice. And Lori, I'll turn it over to you. How'd you get started?
Well, actually, a few years prior to Kelly coming to see me, I was doing some work with patients that would come in and just have wig fittings and wig trimmings, and I offered that as a free service on my own when I was actually renting a station at a salon in North Bennington. And then after I opened my own salon, about a year into that, a little more than a year, Kelly actually came to me, and she had 3 beautiful wigs that had belonged to her mother who had passed, and she wanted to donate them, and she didn't know how to go about it. So, she came in and spoke to me and had understood that they were taking donations at the cancer center of wigs. And so I offered to clean them and package them. And we kind of put our heads together about after she went to donate them, she came back and told me that there were hundreds of wigs,
Really?
A little over 100 at the time, that were being donated at the cancer center.
Wow.
And really there was nothing done to them. And I said, well, maybe we should ask if they could let us take them. We'll clean them, package them up so that they were sized, and just make it look, the presentation of it really is important.
Right.
And so we actually worked on that together.
Okay,
She
good.
brought back I think we did a total of 120 wigs.
Yep.
Wow.
Where we actually
okay.
washed
Yep.
them and packaged them, and we had a little card, which is actually on the board there. It was just a little card that just told that it was a gently used wig, and it was cleaned and styled and ready for use, and if they had any more service that they needed with it to be trimmed or whatnot, to call me, and I would do that. So
How great. That was good.
it was really nice. I mean, I feel like our hair is very important to us, women especially, and to go through chemo and lose your hair and all of that, it's traumatic. So anything that I could do to make them feel a little more confident was great, and Kelly was great with that too, and really just started her own used wig program as well. So
Good.
yeah, so that's how it started.
Now, do you want to continue with the wigs, and then we'll get back to the makeup and stuff in a few minutes? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Kelly, tell us how you got started with the Wig Bank and procuring all of these wigs.
Well, my mom passed away January 12th of 2013, and we had found her 3 wigs when we were cleaning her house, and found out that she went and opened a checking account to purchase 3 wigs. And my mom was a single parent for 35 years and took care of 4 kids. And she wouldn't accept money from us kids.
Okay.
even though we try.
Yeah.
But realized that she went and purchased the wigs by opening the account. So I dealt with the American Cancer Society, and I called to see about donating her wigs to the cancer center out there in Los Angeles. And they told me they wouldn't accept them.
Really? Okay.
So I brought them home, and I went to Lori and asked her if she could clean the wigs, because I would like to give them to someone who can't afford wigs. And she said absolutely. So I took a trip up to the cancer center. And when I was up there, they said they had just started accepting donated wigs, and they would be more than happy to. I said, well, I want these to go to somebody that can't afford a wig.
Right, right.
So they said absolutely. So I came back down here to Lori's, and that's pretty much how we started it. And now I accept donated wigs, and I wash them and clean them and package them up and take them back up to the cancer center. Lori taught me how to do all this, so we're together as a team, all three of us now. And
That's good.
Yep,
It's great.
it
a lot of great
gives
work.
you a really good feeling. I mean, I pray that my mom's looking down upon us and saying, way to go.
I'm sure she is, because I mean, just to have this program available, starting with like 3 wigs, and then like the 100 that the cancer center gathered. And I think before we went on camera, you were saying that you've had to go to the Cancer Society too and pick up wigs. Or?
I have taken rides up to the American Cancer Society where they've had wigs, and I've brought probably 3 boxes home.
Wow.
And delivered some of them to the cancer center, and ones to Lori, and to patients. And it just a really good feeling.
That's really good.
Really good.
And you also had, beforehand, we were all talking, and there are some wigs that don't make the cut.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no
Oh
pun
my gosh.
intended.
Yes.
No kidding.
Sorry.
Right?
We do have drop-off spots. One is at Lori's Salon. Some have been mailed to me. They also can drop them off at the American Cancer Society, or they can do it at their cancer center.
Okay. 'Cause I
And
was
we
gonna ask
also
you,
have the Goodwill. They take wigs,
Oh, okay.
and they bring them over to Lori's place, and
Oh, that's
I
great.
take them from
That's-
there. We go through them, and we make the decision on whether or not we can keep the wig or not. I mean, some of them have been trimmed and
Damaged
Damaged.
by heat. You
Yes.
can't
you
use
can't.
heat.
You cannot use heat on a wig.
Okay.
Unless
yeah,
it's
because
human
it's like
hair.
synthetic, isn't it?
Right.
It's
Well,
like
most
most
of them.
it.
Right. Some of these, actually, these are. This
All
is human
natural.
hair,
Oh, wow.
and I believe that one.
This one right here?
No, that one isn't, but this one is.
Okay.
And these are the Pantene wigs. These are the ones that I got from the American Cancer Society, and they actually have a catalog, the TLC catalog, so they can choose. I mean, I have a very large amount of wigs at the salon, and all different, styles, lengths, colors, and sizes, because that's another thing that's pretty big key element is how to fit it properly.
Right.
Some people order their own or whatever, or purchase their own, and they're not sized properly, so they have issues with that. But we try to help them with that, and I basically trim it to fit their face, and if they need some of it thinned out or whatever, because some of them come with quite a bit of hair. So.
Right. Well, if they came in and, like example, the first one there, if they liked it and that's the one that they wanted, but it wasn't the right color, can you change the color of them?
I don't chemically change the color.
Okay.
I can perm them if somebody
wow.
would rather have a curly wig.
Okay.
That can be done. I don't typically color them because they do come in a variety of different colors.
Okay, so
Curly wigs are hard to get, so
Are they really?
if it's human hair, I can actually do that. I have colored I did do a color on one.
Did you?
That was human hair, and it had been permed, but the woman that received it was used to her hair being a specific color that was actually a violet. And that's really not, you can't get that.
Yeah.
So I did color treat it for her, and
Really?
it looked exactly.
And it came out great.
It looked
and she was
exactly what
satisfied?
I've ever
Exactly
known.
like
Oh,
it.
good. So
Yes.
it made her really feel normal.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
she
you know,
was
it's
very
like with everything
pleased.
that she was going through, at least
She
her
just
hair. you know.
donated it back and told us that we saved her life.
Oh, good. Very good.
Sweet.
Yes.
You know, this is just so great, the work that the three of you are doing, and sort of gives you like goosebumps, you know, because back a few years ago, I mean, there weren't these different services that were offered to women, and as we were talking before we went on camera, there's not a program only online, if I remember you saying that, for men, in the, you know, to get hair. If, you know, a lot of people think, well, you know, men go bald, but sometimes men don't want to go bald,
No, they
and
don't.
especially if they're sick with cancer, and they've had radiation or chemo especially, they're not ready to lose their hair,
Right.
and there's just nothing out there for that. So maybe that's something that our legislators and, you know, like some of the other folks around town might want to start seeing and trying to get that started for folks, you
I
know,
would hope
especially
so.
for men.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's good.
Because they
Yes.
do need that care too, and it's an emotional time, and
Yep.
you know, I mean, it doesn't mean that they're vain because they're losing their hair, because I mean, I guess we all are, you know. It's if you're not comfortable with it, and for men, they can't really wear a scarf. I mean, a baseball cap is probably the best thing for them, or a hat of some kind, but you still can tell that they don't have hair, so it would be nice to include them as well.
Sure. Now, before we get to Renee and talking about massage, let's talk about makeup and the Look Good, Feel Better program itself. I see you brought a little kit with you.
I do have a kit, and they're all safety sealed, so I really don't want to open it, but I
Okay,
can explain
alright.
to you what's in it.
Okay, great.
Basically, there's a booklet inside of it that teaches, you know, a lot of information as far as dressing to, like some people that are going through different treatments lose weight. So it actually tells them how to dress. I actually show them a DVD as well at the class. Teaches them how to dress in layers so that they don't look as thin as you know they're getting. Some people gain weight, so it actually shows basically how to, you know, dress appropriately for their body shape and for the weight gain and things like that. So it's a way of camouflaging, and it talks about the importance of skincare, because a lot of chemotherapy treatments really dry out your skin, and so all these kits are donated products from very high-end companies like Estee Lauder. There's some from Lancome, Clinique, and you know, Avon actually even throws in some things too.
Oh, good.
Olay. There's quite a few. You know, Merrill Norman. There's a lot of companies that donate these products, so it's really good skincare. Always SPF. There's, you know, several sunblock. They're very 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 much supportive of that. And then there's all kinds of makeup. So I go through and I teach them. And also some of the things that happen along with chemotherapy is also losing eyebrows. You know, you don't have eyelashes. So I actually go through and I instruct and show them how to actually create an eyebrow.
Oh, that's great.
Instead of just drawing it on, and you know, where to start, where to, you know, have the arch, and where to finish the brow, you know, as far as that goes. So it is helpful. It gives them some tips on, you know, and there's a page that actually tells step by step what to do for skincare. And so I usually take one person and I will show, you know, apply makeup to them and show the class, and they all do it at the same time.
Oh,
and
that's great.
it's
That
nice,
really
and it kind of, you know, it gives everybody like a little camaraderie. They all kind of, you know, everyone comes into class and they're a little nervous. They don't know what to expect, and then they all just start to kind of, you know, socialize with each other, and there's a lot of support, and it's great. I've had patients that have exchanged phone numbers and email addresses to keep in contact with one another. So it's a really
that's
nice.
good. And so it's another support group,
It is.
actually, other
Absolutely.
than
So it's
you know, one
wonderful.
that meets once a week or whatever. That's great.
Yes.
That's really good. I know 13 years ago when I had my cancer surgery in Burlington, I didn't realize that there was a Look Good, Feel Better program. And actually, after I'd had my cancer surgery in June, I went probably almost to the following June before I even got involved with a support group. And, one day we were sitting there talking back and forth, and somebody said that they'd heard about the program, and it was held at a salon here on Main Street. And so things just snowballed, and before we knew it, there were 6 of us that one evening after work, we all went and met with a cosmetologist, if you will, and she talked about the different skincare things. And there was, I think, a catalog or a magazine showing wigs that you could buy, but at that time there was no wigs for people.
Right.
And if there were wigs, it was a very well-kept secret, you know.
Right.
But the cosmetologist did work with us and teach us about different scarves that we could wear, and applying makeup, but never went as far as like creating eyebrows or even touching bases about eyebrows and eyelashes. So things have evolved really well, and this is really very important to women.
It is, and they usually are very happy to learn, some makeup tips and things, and it adds confidence, and that's really what it's about too, is to make them feel better. That's, while they're going through all of this, because there are some do's and don'ts too, like you should not wear false eyelashes, things like that, because of the bacteria. You're more susceptible to infection and whatnot. So, I did have some people that had gone out and purchased those because they thought they could wear them. But usually, I always tell people too to always check with your doctor first with anything. Yep. And the fact that these classes are held at the Cancer Center is great because, it's a meeting place that's a common place and pretty easy to find. And, and it's great, for them to come in and they always bring people with them to support, and it's a great opportunity for them.
Now it's like a monthly program that you meet up there, right?
It is every first Wednesday of the month from 10 to noon.
Okay, because I think in my research I found out that the next one is probably around the 7th of
yes, it is.
July
yes.
or
January. I go June.
I'm ready for summer. I mean, we're just starting winter, and I'm ready for
January
for summer.
Yeah,
so
January 7th.
Okay.
And
now,
it's 10
can they
a.m.
call you, or should they call the center?
Usually they can call. If they call me, I usually just suggest that they call and register at the Cancer Center. That way, when I call, and I actually can say to them, ask how many are attending class, so I know exactly how many to count on, and that sort of thing. So it's great if they can. They don't have to register if they don't want to, but I usually try to, just so that I know how much to bring.
Well, it helps you bring this exact amount of kits that you have to bring in.
And I know many to order as well, because I have to actually contact the Williston office has actually teamed up with an office in New Hampshire now.
Oh,
so
really?
everything that I do now has to go directly to New Hampshire. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer just because it's been a new transition, and so I usually do try to order as soon as I get done with one class. I know how many kits I've used.
Sure.
So I need to reorder.
Now, when they register, do they tell you like what skin type they are or what color their hair is if they haven't lost their hair?
No, they don't, but that would be helpful because then I would know. I just basically more people are light and medium complected, so I usually have plenty of the.
Because I know that night 13 years ago, like when we were rummaging, they came in boxes then. They didn't come in neat little kits like this. And somebody looked at the lipstick shade and it was like, oh my God, I can't wear this.
Dark.
And so all of a sudden we started trading off with different things that were in our kits because, one of the conditioners or the liquid makeup was more suited for you than it was for me.
Right.
Right. So now they actually kind of structure the kit to be towards a specific skin type.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's nice.
That's very good.
It is. It's great.
So Renee, we haven't forgotten about you. Let's hear about the cancer massage that you offer.
Okay. And you're calling it cancer massage. It's more a massage for relaxation and stress reduction. It was really inspired by Lori when I came in. I wanted to do it. I just completed a program at Green Mountain Institute, and I wanted to be able to give back, and that's really why my main motivation to do massage. And I wanted to do that, and I just happened to go in and get my hair done.
I know, wasn't that funny? It was
And I met Lori and was very inspired. We just kind of popped, you know. It was kind of a, and that's how this is, the chemistry,
it's
the
very important.
motivation, I think, to be of service to others. Yeah. And so it was an opportunity opened up for me to start. I was completing an internship at that time, so I had the opportunity. Everybody knew that I was completing that internship. I had previously been a licensed massage therapist in California.
Oh, okay.
So I'm fairly new here. We moved here in December.
Okay.
And I wanted to just be of service. So, and to do something, you know, there's a point in life when you want to give back. And this seems like a wonderful thing. And massage is something that reduces stress, relaxes you. It is not a medical treatment.
Right.
And that's very important. And so we started a program, and basically for no charge. And we've just changed it a little bit because I'm opening up my services. You know, it's not, I don't just do massage for cancer patients.
Okay.
And so the first massage is free, and then after that it's on a sliding scale based on ability to pay. A lot of people cannot pay because it's a stressful time and finances are tight when you're going through these treatments.
Right.
But they find that the service itself is very beneficial. And so I have people coming. I work twice a week, 2 days.
2 days a week at the salon.
All days on
the spa.
Tuesday and Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, afternoon
after
and
3,
evening.
yeah. So, you know, and people come in, it's a great, they find it's a wonderful, refreshing thing. And some people haven't had massage before too, and they find that it's very helpful to them. Massage is, in this case, because they're receiving so much medical care,
Right.
you know, you really are not trying to go in and get worked out. You know, you're not going in to get your muscles, you know. You're really going in to be relaxed. And so, again, some people, especially when they're really intensely having chemo or radiation, it really is very helpful.
Sure.
Also helps us feel good about our body when we're going through this because, you know, so many things are happening. Massage is very helpful for that, or it can be for many people.
Right. Because I know, like with radiation, having gone through breast cancer with my mom here 2 years ago, you know, when they receive the radiation, they're sort of like in one spot. I mean, there's like a pillow that is made for them so that they can, you know, be comfortable, but you're still in one spot for X amount of minutes. And, you know, and with MRIs and things like that, I mean, people tend to tighten up. And it, like you said, it's a relaxation device and makes people feel really, really good.
It's great for their circulation as well. And it does, you know, boosts their endorphins and it does make them feel better. Even if it's just for a little while, they can escape from all the craziness and the worry and everything. So yeah, I mean, and people are just so happy to have Renee, you know, do this service for them. And I really was looking for somebody that could add to the services already, and she just was perfect.
That's good.
She just landed in my chair by I don't even know how. And we got talking, and I was like, "So where did you move from?" And all that. We just got into this conversation. I was like, whenever she told me that she had also previously worked with some with hospice patients for about 8.5 years or so.
End of life care.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, if this is a perfect fit. Like,
yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, is it just the services that the three of you provide, is it just marketed to folks that have had cancer surgery here in Bennington? Or like saying if I were to go to Dartmouth or to Burlington and have my cancer surgery, be followed by my oncologist there rather than Bennington, but was still receiving chemo or radiation, could I come to you? And, you know, if I needed a wig or
Absolutely.
the Feel Better, Look Good, Feel Better program or a massage, could I come to you guys?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
To me, I feel as though, you know, I'm not going to turn anyone away. I really won't.
Okay.
You know, I feel like I've actually had people come that have alopecia, and I have supplied them with a wig. And also, I had a burn victim who really, you know, her sister had come in and asked for a wig, and I actually was brand new into the whole wig program, and I called up to Williston and I asked them would it be okay, and they said absolutely. So, you know, we try to help those that really need the help, and It doesn't matter if they're in this area or not. Most of them do receive their cancer treatments here in this area. But it's kind of like tri-state at this point.
Okay, so you have others,
I'm
like coming from Massachusetts, I think you
I do,
said?
Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, and so it's great to be able to help. Anybody that contacts me, I try to do something to help them out.
I mean, we have great surgeons here, but for some reason or another, if it's an odd cancer that we haven't seen here, people tend to get sent or referred to a bigger facility like Boston or to New York City or to Dartmouth or something like that. So I just want our viewers to know that this service is here for them. I know that Dartmouth does offer these things, but sometimes you don't want to make the trip there for a massage. You'd rather, if you live in Bennington or North Bennington, Shasberry, Arlington, Pownell, you'd rather just have it done, because sometimes you're so relaxed after a massage. It's like if you were way over in Dartmouth or Rutland or something, it's like, oh my God, I've got at least 2 hours or an hour to drive before I get home. And it would be nice to have something right there in my home turf that is only going to take me 20 minutes to get home.
And as far as the massage, usually we're focusing, on patients that are at the hospital in Bennington. Because of the distance. Dartmouth, a lot of the patients go both places, but there are other services that hospitals offer, I know, too. Reiki treatment, which is very helpful when you're having that. But, to drive an hour, to the studio might not be as convenient.
Right. No, I know that Everly, St. Peter, and some other people go in to do the Reiki program at the hospital on Sundays and sometimes, during the week. Ann Harlan and a couple of other Reiki people have been in here to do a couple of different programs. We had a gal, Maud from Eagle Bridge, came in to do a segment with Ann Harlan and Melinda White, I believe, Kathy White from Manchester, and talk about the Reiki Association that is out of Burlington and stuff like that. And they've done, different things with Reiki and stuff. So there's a lot of alternatives out there that really can help. And as part of the different segments of the show, that's what we try to do, is let people know that there are other programs out there that can help them, feel much better about themselves and, get more, how do I want to say, self-esteem. And, it's like, I'm the same person I was the day before I had my cancer surgery, but that surgery changed my life forever.
Right.
I'm never going to be the same person I was the day before, but I want to get back to some semblance of normal.
Right.
So.
She actually, Renee does do energy work as well.
Do you really?
Yes,
She does.
Good.
She does the Reiki.
We do the Reiki. I do the Reiki and
do you? Good.
and polarity work. But for the, it's a really, people are sensitive to energy, and it's it's very calming. And it can, when you don't really want to be touched, that's really a way that relieves the stress.
Right.
I had a client who came in and she said, "Just give me Reiki. I know that this will help. Especially areas that have just had surgery." So it's very
well. Also, too, when a person has cancer surgery, it's not just the physical touch that we tend to shy away from sometimes, but it's also the mental touching. You tend to withdraw into yourself, and it's like, I can handle it. I don't need a support group. Why do I need a wig? Why do I need to learn about makeup? Why do I need to relax? I'm just going to get back on my feet, and I'm going to work 12 hours a day, and I'm going to be a super mom and, travel back and forth with my van and take my kids to school. And, but you have to take time for yourself.
You do, and that's why it's so
heal
important.
yourself. It's like what Michael had said when he was here to do a show a couple of months ago. You've got to sort of not only heal on the outside, but you have to heal within.
Right.
And there's
take
so
care
many
of yourself.
things.
Take care of you.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really important. And there are so many people that don't understand the whole concept of the wig bank, and these classes really I feel like the only way that they really know about the classes at the Cancer Center are through the Cancer Center if people are having treatment there. I do have flyers that I post at the salon, but we're really trying to, and this is a great opportunity to do that, is to get the word out there that there are services available that a lot of people aren't aware of. And I've had actually a few people that have come in the recent that came in for a wig and did not realize that it was a free service.
Wow.
The entire service is free if they want their hair trimmed shorter or if they need it, some choose to clipper it off. I mean, I do all of that. I usually allow 1 hour per person who needs to come in and talk to me about, wigs and get fitted and choose a wig and whatever they need for a hair service at that time. I even hosted a head shaving party for a friend of mine who had come in. She never chose a wig, but she, it was great. It was more of a celebration. She had her whole entire family, a lot of really close friends. She had a friend of hers that was a professional photographer and came and did photos of she and her family before they shaved their heads. And then they had a photograph done afterwards, and it was great because it was
beautiful.
Very supportive.
Very.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Well, this is really great to have the three of you come in and tell us about the Look Good, Feel Better program and the wig bank and the massage relaxation. And hopefully our viewers will see it. If they themselves can't use the services, then I'm sure everybody is touched by cancer. Whether it's in your family, whether it's yourself, in your family, a friend, a teacher that you had in high school or college. So, this is a great way to get word out. Is this the only wig bank in Bennington?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
In the southern Vermont area, as far as I know.
So the Cancer Center has all the information to let people get a hold of you. Okay.
They do, and they have business cards for me from the salon, and they actually have Renee's cards as well, so they can actually, let them know about those services as well. So because that is a very
Now, are there
positive.
flyers like in the lobby up there or that the docs can give to people?
I think there's some that are through the different doctor's offices. I think there are some, and there's actually a display at the Cancer Center that is a complete display of wigs, and there is a picture frame, I think, right, with information in it on where to go to have the wig.
And there are wigs on there that they could go through also.
Oh, great.
Right. Some actually have told me that they've taken one of the wigs from the
Oh,
hospital.
that's great.
Yeah.
This is
So
very
when
good.
they're going through their chemo, they can actually go through the wigs that are there at the hospital.
Okay. And see if they like one or how
Yeah.
they fit and stuff like
If
that.
they
and-
like it and if it fits, it just gives them something to do while they're having chemo.
Sure.
Some
this is
actually,
great.
some patients come to the classes too while they're receiving chemo. They're
Yes.
invited to come if they haven't been to the class. You really can only do the class one time per diagnosis. I know that sounds crazy, but there are some people that do have repeat diagnosis. And some people aren't, they don't want a wig, so there are other things that I show, like there's a t-shirt wrap.
Okay, I was going to say, do you have
Yeah, I
some of
do
them with you?
actually.
Okay.
So basically this is really simple, and I love this look. I feel like it's kind of dressy and it's warm for them if they don't want to wear a wig. They can wear this around the house, or even if they just want to run out and go to the grocery store. But this is basically, this was a t-shirt, and all you do is you cut the top of the t-shirt off.
Okay, so no
just
arms.
under the
Okay.
arms, just under
across
the
here.
arms. And so I think what I'll do is I'll use my little mannequin here.
Okay.
I can't leave her hair on because it'll be too slippery. But this is really interesting, and I think it's a great look. So you just take the finished seam side, and you would put it like where the hairline would be. And then you crisscross it in the back. And then you just twist it. So it looks really,
Oh, that's great.
it's really sweet.
You make
And-
it look so easy.
well, it isn't. Yeah, I was going to say, it isn't hard at all. That's the greatest part about it. I mean, I think pretty much anyone can do it. And there are instructions that I also give out that show how to do these things. So there's like the finished back.
Oh,
You know?
great.
And I mean, it can be as fancy. I mean, you could have any color T-shirt, and put a pin on it or something. This one's got writing on it because this was actually given to me from the Cancer Center, and it had, like, I think it must have been one of the.
Relay for life.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody has T-shirts in their wardrobe. That,
Right.
I had
you
a
know,
woman come in
some-
the other day. She said, I grabbed everything that I had in my closet that had a stain or something
Yeah,
on it.
and you can cut it off and then
Yeah.
get rid of the stain and have different colors to
Right.
do. Yeah.
And so other things too are some just quick little, things you can do with a scarf that you can just do like a little bow in the back. This is cute. And I love this part too because this actually, doing it this way, leaves a coverage on the back of the neck too. Because sometimes, it's
gets
just your
cool.
head is, right, just your head is covered. So, and there's a lot of different ways that I show how to do the scarves. You can do like a rosette where you just twist, along, and it's just nice to show. I do this segment too in the Look Good Feel Better program, so it's helpful.
Oh, that's
so there's a
great.
little
Great.
I'm
rosette.
telling you, you'll make it look so easy. It's like,
I do it a lot, actually. I show this class. I don't know how many I've taught so far. But yeah, so that's just a few other options because there are some people that really choose not to have a wig, and it's whatever they're comfortable with. So this is another great thing to show them. A way to
Very
look good
good.
without having to put hair on if they don't choose to.
and sometimes I would imagine that the wigs do get hot.
Yes, they do.
And
They
sweat,
do.
and especially during the summer months, or if
The
you're
human hair ones especially.
really, and if you're undergoing chemo, sometimes you get hot flashes and stuff like that. So, I know when I get hot flashes, it's not a pretty sight because my hair looks like I've just been drenched with a garden
Right.
hose. So if you're wearing a wig, I'm sure it's even worse. So yeah,
So that's why, and also too for with the cotton T-shirt,
Yep.
it's breathable too. So even if they just want to wear it to bed to keep their head covered, I mean, everyone knows that you lose most of your body heat through your scalp.
Yep.
So it's great to teach them that, and they can wear it to bed. It's comfortable. It's a lot of patients have told me that their hair, when it comes out, their hair follicles actually it's painful.
really.
So they don't want to be putting on a tight wig
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like that. They want something that's going to be until their hair is actually gone.
Yeah.
It really does
Now,
become sensitive.
after the hair grows back in, I mean, like you're a cancer survivor and you finished your chemo and stuff, can you still perm your hair or color your hair, or do a lot of docs, it's up to the doctor and
It really
he advises?
Usually I tell them to check with their doctor first. I do have now I call them clients. I try not to say patients.
No, I know.
We say
Client
people,
is a better
people
word.
living with cancer. But anyways, I've had some that have come back that are no longer having treatments and their hair is growing back, and I have highlighted it or done things colored or whatever. But it usually is. I always make sure they check
Check
first
with the
to
doctor
make
to
sure it's
see.
okay.
Yeah. Good. Well, I'm really, like I said earlier, appreciative for the three of you to come in. Would you
you
like
for
to
having us.
wrap up and just to give a parting, commentary to our folks and just let them know? Anything else?
I just hope that people can explain, just by word of mouth is the best way to let people know. I mean, I have advertised in the paper that we're there, but I think definitely anyone that sees this program can pass this on because, like you said, we all know somebody who's either a survivor or is going through treatment. So it would be great if people could just pass the word on that we're here and this is what we enjoy doing to help others.
Great.
Definitely.
Thank you
Lori.
for having us.
Thank you. And Kelly?
I have a website. It's called Nancy's Rescue Wigs. Whenever I get a new batch of wigs in, I'll take pictures of them after I've washed and cleaned them and post them. So it's there, and check with the Cancer Center and also with Lori.
Good.
We can get you a wig.
Great. Thank you, Kelly. And
Thank
Renee.
you.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm so happy to be a part of this and doing it, and I hope that it inspires people to know how they can take care of themselves. And also realizing too, with massage, it's not for medical care, and also if you have other conditions, sometimes they contraindicate massage. So that's always important to ask your doctor about.
Right.
But it's a wonderful service and people gain great benefit from it.
Absolutely.
And I see, you've brought your massage chair with you today, but
Yeah.
you also use the table in this at your salon.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't really used the the chair as much for cancer patients, but because people really like to rest.
Right.
But there's different types of massage. There's, sometimes you cannot lay on your chest if you've had surgery. There's sideline massage. There's, I often do the energy work if it's difficult. And we also, when you're having chemo or radiation treatment, sometimes you really are ill.
Right.
And so we're very flexible with the scheduling for people.
Good.
So it's all, we also have intake. We talk about, the medical conditions, so to make sure that they're taken care of properly. So it's really a wonderful service.
Sure. And I'm sure that doctors and nurses have come to visit you, or they know about your programs. But if there's any physicians or nurses that are seeing this that don't know about your program that you have to offer, get in touch with Lori at the salon, or even the Cancer Society here at the hospital. And, make an appointment to go over and to find out what these three great women are doing for our communities, and the women that need help. And hopefully, as I said in the beginning of the program, somebody out there will help to get the ball rolling, so that gentlemen, men and young men that are getting chemo and losing their hair, try to get something going for them so that they can look good and feel better as well.
Absolutely.
It needs to be done.
Absolutely.
It does.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone out there that's been watching Mindful Health Alternatives today, our segment has been the Look Good, Feel Better program offered at the 210 Studio Salon on Union Street, and at the Cancer Center here at the hospital, and the Wig Bank, and the Cancer Relaxation Massage. If you have any further questions, you can contact me here at the studio, 442-8868, and I can put you in touch with the people that can make this happen for you. So I'm Darlene Young, and I'm from Cat TV, and telling you thank you for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.